Hello there, Nogroth. Hello there, Michael. How goes it? I'm just setting up the stream stuff. I was gonna continue playing on the newer playthrough, but I wanted to go back just because the I was looking at like a guide on some of the snow globes, and I know in the past people have been saying there's like quite a lot of locations on Earth, so I kind of want to do that. But yeah, anyway, how's your guys' day been? Apparently I need to find books, which should be interesting. Where's the bookstop? Bookshop. That's good, that's good. I have, oh, these are my guns. I wonder where I left them. I've got like quite a few like ships in my list that are for like reviews and stuff. Hello there, Mantis, how goes it? So like I'm trying to be careful now. I mean, it's not like a huge thing if you know, if I accidentally tease them, but I'm also trying to figure out what I did with my ship. One of my ships, the Aurora, I sold it, and I need it back because all of my ships have very little cargo. Where's the bookshop? Just pull a Michael and drink some coffee, and you'll be all good. Am I lost? Is there not supposed to be a bookshop? Like, I could have swore there's like a bookshop here. Where's the bookshop? What? Even though, like, in my head, I kind of like know the layout of Aquila, it still really confuses me. Like, trying to find, like, the Loretta Arms place, I know it's, like, off to the right by the entrance, but where's this bookshop? Okay, I'm also carrying way too much stuff. I'm gonna have to drop some stuff. Don't like dropping resources, but wait, what am I carrying? I'm carrying Digipigs. Sort by ways. Hello, Shari. How goes it? How is your day, Big? Where did I get that? Gonna have to dump some of these resources. Let me sort by weight. Oh yeah, we don't need 20 of them. There was all my weight. I did find a map. I'm pretty sure I can sell it to someone, but where's the bookshop? Let's see. It's situations like this where I'd like to have a little surface map. No, that tells me absolutely nothing. Talk to the girl. Is this a bookshop? No, that's terrible. Ooh. Ooh, gluten-free. Ooh, that's I've tried some of like the gluten-free like kind of breads and stuff, and goddamn, they're not tasty. Use the city map. There's a city map? Where do you see that? The day's been good so far. Why am I don't know if they change something. Oh, in the future. Okay. Very funny. I remember it's to the left of the ranger bar. As you go. Yeah, I assume that too. That's the ranger bar. Because I know there's the mineral place there. Oh, is it over here? Okay, there's the Samco Museum. What is this? Enhanced? No, that's not where we're going to go. That's the museum. This is... No, that's religion. Put those patch notes in audio for. You're welcome. I'm honestly kind of surprised because while I think I said in the video, I like listening to like people like content creators that are familiar with the game talk about the patches and stuff. I had a feeling not many people had kind of watched them, but surprisingly, the average watch time was pretty high, which is nice. Now, if only I could figure out where this goddamn library. Okay, so see information. Business directory. Okay. Sinclair's Books is in Midtown. Well, that narrows it down. Hello there, Mike. How goes it? Haven't seen you in the stream in a while, so it's nice to kind of have you with us. This is the first time you've played this game. Yeah, very funny. This is the... I don't like the layout of Aquila. It's very confusing. Where the fuck is the bookshop? It's situations like this where, like, I would 100%, if I had access to console commands, I'd be like, oh, console commands.
Let's all just take a breath here.
Hello? Excuse me, I'm looking for a bookshop. I think I was thinking about the museum. Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure it's by the museum.
You have a nice day now.
You got a new bug. Crates of industrial mazers. You get them through piracy. When I place some inventory, drop it down. Ooh. It floats in the air and becomes a little platform. Oh, that reminds me of the paintbrushes from Oblivion. That's kind of a weird one, and that's probably something they will patch immediately. Just because they don't want you to, because you can break encounters. Like in Oblivion, if you go to like the central palace like area, you could jump up on top of the roof and fall in, and you basically were at the end of the game, which was always funny. That's the worst thing though, Mike, when the internet's down. Especially with, like, when you rely on the phone. Because the phones can be hit or miss. Oh, I'm about to nuke this place from orbit. Where? Hello, Booksit. Hello, Agamemnon. How goes it? There has to be. It's here somewhere. Come on. Bookshop? Yo, hello. You look pretentious. Is a bookshop? No, that's a man. Well, I was right. You are pretentious. Hello, miss. Here's the bookshop. Oh, is it here? No. Closed for repair. No, there's not a map currently. That's one of the things they're planning on adding to the game. Even though previous Bethesda titles... Oh, is that it? No, that's the town. No. The bookshop is near the inn. Which inn? Is it like over this way? Stone Root Inn. Oh. That's the place right at the entrance, isn't it? No, that's the hitching post. Okay, I know where the... I vaguely remember where the inn is. Oh, there it is! No?
Did you ever find an old Earth printing
Yes,
press?
haha! No wonder I couldn't find it. I was looking for like a loading. Oh my god. It was right here while I was reading. Oh, dear lord. Yeah, no, it's a bit... I just thought Crimson... Ruin is all the ships, but do all the other religions have some? The House, the Enlightenment, Sanctum... the Sanctum Universum do have ships. Because you come across them quite frequently. And they say like hello to you. Don't think I've ever been here. Been anywhere but the rock. Yeah, see, it's very... The layout is really stupid. Right, so we're looking for Oliver Twist. We're looking for Oliver Twist. We need one of them. Purchase from Sinclair's. We're looking for the ancient civilizations of Egypt. Okay. So, there's only 2 I can purchase. Purchase from Sinclair's. Where's New Homestead? Am I... Right, so... We're good with these 2 books so far. Don't think I've ever been... someone spent some time building the bar. Set up the store. Yeah, see, I think part of the reason why is just the, is the fact that there isn't really, like, a map system. Because it is a very cool area, but you tend to get lost an awful lot. Let me read Oliver Twist real quick. Okay, thank you. Alright. Now, is it Red Rover? Is Red Rover come over the way to get to Mars last spot? Red Rover come over the way. It might be. There's quite a few. So we're going to head to London first. Which this guide, I'm not 100% sure if this guide is No, I'm just I want to kind of explore. I've never actually been to the Earth. It's always sad seeing. There we go. We've got the Cairo landmark and the London landmark. I'm just going to basically explore a little bit and get some of the stuff. Stretch as a pair of characters, one of the shacks named Mooch. And I mean, and even when you walk through the area of let's say that location, you hear about there's children talking to their parents about how maybe one day they can afford a house. And I'm I'm literally a millionaire. Let me invest in the goddamn industry and give them some actual houses. But then that's the free star. They're completely useless. We're all oh yeah, we're all about freedom and shit, but we have our children living in shacks. But what you were saying earlier, though, Agamemnon, it would be very, very cool. Where's the shard? Oh, there's the shard. I'm completely on it. The first time I seen this, I sent it to my girlfriend because she's English. And I thought the shard... I got the shard mixed up with another kind of big building called the... what is it? The Gherkin? But that's not in London. So I was like, this doesn't look like a gherkin. Living in shack builds characters. I'm sure that's what Ron Hope tells everybody. London's looking good these days. Yeah, there's... Oh, fucking... Here come the assholes. I was just about to say the likelihood of getting stabbed is 0, but you never know with these guys. The Freestar Collective has guns, and for a time had battle mechs. Sure, so dangerous. Yeah, see, because that's the weird thing. The whole thing about getting rid of the battle mechs, if you play the Titanfall or understand the lore of Titanfall, a lot of the mechs used by the Frontier are kind of double, they double as, farming stuff. Imagine how useful you'd be, having these mechs for, moving heavy machinery and all this stuff. Is the Gherkin also in London? I thought it was in... I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, but... Now, to find the... Yeah, oh, it is in London. Oh, okay, so I was right. Must... how do I... Now, the trick is trying to find the... Alright, whereabouts is this, they downgraded to the robots because... Yeah, honestly. As much as I like robots and stuff and, artificial intelligence, Codsworth is a G in Fallout 4, I just feel like mechs would be more useful. Because also, can you, imagine, you're living out on the frontier, having, a mech that's mainly used for farming, but it'd be a huge deterrent. No one's gonna mess with a farmer if he's a goddamn mech. It's on a rock. Okay, I need to look. Well, that's... that's very helpful. I'm joking. Let me see which one. Use your scanner. Ah! Use your scanner. It'll lighten up. This might be activity that you can turn on to give a quest marker. There might be an act. There very well might be. Wouldn't be the first time Crimson doesn't think when he... Activities. Ah, there is. Okay, cool. Okay. That was easy. Thank you for everybody pointing that out. I 100% would have ran around like a headless chicken. But what I was going to say, Agamemnon, it'd be kind of cool if like one of the factions kind of went the Mormons in the Expanse, where they had like a giant ship. Yeah, I know. I 100% walked past the rock twice. I'm slightly idiotic. Hello, Aiden. How goes it? Oh, it's a little... Let me see. Let me take it. What does London look like in this day and age? That doesn't look like London. What's... Alright, for all you Brits in the comment, what's that building in the middle supposed to be? Because I know that's London Tower behind. I lost half an hour before I found out I could put the blue down. Yeah, it's a bit... Keep the bad spaceship in it. Not much currently. Star Citizen again. I will be getting my PC soon, and that's definitely a game I want to try, but I'm also quite hesitant. Westminster. Ah, okay. That's kind of cool. Okay, so that's... Oh, there's a little London bus. That's so cool. Alright, on to the next one. I need jumper cables and a car battery. Wait, what? What are you... What are you... You talk about a game, Mantis, or are you running into car trouble? Can you imagine, like, you needing to, like, jump a oh my god. I did not know there was the pyramids on this. That is so cool. Also, what happened to the pyramids? Why did they fall apart? Like, they've been around for thousands of years. An extra 200 years, and somehow... Hopefully it's not a case where, like, somebody, tore them down. Like how in, like, a lot of ancient cultures, like, in Britain, for instance, they tore down all the Romans, like, buildings because they thought they were taboo. Sounds like Mantis wants to torture some. People keep climbing on them. In real life? I mean, fair. Hidden spaceship inside finally broke out. Oh god. Oh, can you imagine if you could go inside and there'd be like a pharaoh, like dead? Out of curiosity, do you know the Star Citizen and all the streams in the hyperspace? Of curiosity, do you know the things about Star Citizen with the no loading screens of the hyperspace, where you say it takes 2 minutes to jump for 10 minutes? Wait, so there's no loading screens, but it's like it takes time to point from A to B? Tried to tear down the pyramids and failed. In the movie he did, but apparently in real life he didn't want to do that. He wasn't a complete asshole. Cairo. This is Giza, I'm assuming. That's in Cairo, isn't it? See, because I know that when it comes to like certain games, they try to mask their loading screens by doing that. Like it's all the way over there? Okay, fair enough. Like, I know that Elite Dangerous and stuff, like, technically there's no loading screens. Yeah, and Star Citizen takes 10 to travel in light speed. See, I don't mind that. Because you can, like, do Super Cruise and Elite Dangerous, and it can take, like, several hours if you go that route if you wanted to. I was watching a video last night about, basically, like, all the different, our galaxy and universe, and like all the different films and movies and TV shows that reference them. And it's kind of insane. The pyramids are overrated. Alright, here we go. She's a bit of an elitist when it comes to Egypt. Depending on your ship and your quantum drive. Ah, okay. See, because I will say, initially, I really wanted to play... I wanted to play that game because it did seem really cool. But one of the things that initially kind of like put me off it... Oh, whoops. One of the initial things that put me off it was... Hey. Was the fact that you had to originally... Wait, are the pyramids all different sizes? I didn't know that. Was that like you basically had to like buy ships with real money, and I don't think you have to do that like anymore, but it still is a bit finicky. All right, where we're going now? We gotta go to President Abello's desk. We need to go and rob something. It's sad that Earth's just there, and it's, you know... Oh, to permanently... Oh, wait, so... Oh, okay, interesting. What's going on in the universe, personally? Would have been cooler if Earth became like Ptolemy. We left because of a massive terrorist invasion sent by... See, that would be kind of cool. Like, it was a bit kind of sad that it just kind of went to waste, because surely they could do Mars and dig under the ground. Although, actually, I don't know, because... I'm trying to remember, because I know the magnetosphere is gone, isn't it? What you don't see about the pyramids is what's behind the people taking the famous pictures. Yeah, I've actually seen some images where, like, there's, like, a McDonald's that's literally right beside the pyramids, which is kind of insane. So no, unless you fly a week. Went to McDonald's before. See, it's kind of insane how, like, just kind of the level of, like you've got those pyramids that have standed the test of time, and then, like, beside it, it's just, like, on McDonald's, it's like, what the hell? Right, you'd head to Mast and find the president's desk. Never been there. Some of the ships are... My girlfriend thinks she should be able to collect potatoes from Ireland. Hey, that's heavily offensive. No. To be honest, you can technically get potatoes. They come in the big boxes. What did you buy in your bag, miss? Sir, I apologize. I too have been accidentally referred to as a woman behind when my hair used to be longer. Honestly, like, after the famine, we Irish we're worried about relying on just potatoes, you know? We gotta worry about other things. Hello there, tradesman. By the way, the game packages. See, because that's what I mean. Because I remember when I first watched it. Cabinet chambers. When I first watched like videos on it, there was like I think this was back when it was like in Patreon, and like there was different bundles for like several money. And clearly they were trying to like basically make money at this point in time, but it was a bit self-inflicted racism. Or actually would collect Greg's sausage rolls in England. Guinness stout. Guinness is personally disgusting. Other people may like it, but then I'm not really drinking. Where is the office of the president? There we go. Yeah, see, that would be the strat, is to build a new city, so that way, you know, you're not basically... I don't think I've ever been here.
Howdy.
Howdy. You think you guys would like... Your outfit is kind of questionable. A steak per pint. We have the... Oh, I have been here. I've talked to him. Okay. Oh, she's the general of the army. Hello.
I know the United Colonies cannot exist without a strong military to keep the peace. That's just the way things are. Perhaps someday, order can be maintained without the threat of violence. Unfortunately, we're not there. Civil discourse is the best way
It
to
really
advance
bothers me
civil
that this character is literally the general of the army, and
necessary precautions.
you can't talk to her. She's just generic lines.
Unless
Who
you
is
have
here?
official business with the government.
Jeremiah
this is the
Sarkin,
place.
chief.
I like it here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been doing some like research on like a video for the lore, and I didn't know this place existed. Because I was trying to basically break down the individual, like the masked people. Like this guy, I had to like go into the game files to find his second name.
Seems you're quite the investigator.
Oh no, is this guy? No, it's not this. Is this the guy on the council?
Shame security doesn't have a detective position.
No, this isn't him. Where is he? Kibwe Kande. Oh, they have the same office. Some custard creams.
Pardon?
Alright. Can I just talk to the president? Hello? Can I, like... Will it automatically steal the book if I... Perfect. Hi, Miss President.
The whole of the settled systems are in your debt, whether they know.
Shocked doesn't begin to describe it. But at least we now know the parties responsible for this tragedy.
Kind of a bit of a slap in the face that I can't talk to her properly. Anyway, so we got that book. Now we're heading to the... Where are we going? We are going to visit New York. Let's go. What cider does... Stuff either... Yeah, I like ciders too, to be fair. Ciders are very nice. Oh. Well. It's kind of weird to me that this building... Because in New York, isn't there a lot of buildings around this building? Why did this one survive? Unless they, like, maybe tore down all the... Well, actually, that's fair. In the future, they might have tore down all the, like, main buildings and stuff on Earth, and, you know, I don't know. Just imagine. The Empire State Building is the building King Kong tried to climb on, wasn't it? Where's our next stop on the list? We need to... Oh, we need to... Oh, where am I gonna find that? Have I found the constant on this? Well, obviously it's not a real event, Michael. I'm aware that, like, you guys didn't get, like, invaded in the 50s by King Kong. Oh. Where does the colony ship go, or does it still stay? Is it still over Parima? Alright, we're gonna go to it real quick. You know, see it's gone, but I know it's somewhere. Where's it at? Because I'm pretty sure you get, like, an objective to go check on it. Yeah, there we go. Location of the Constance. It says it's here, but it is definitely not. Because I did always wonder what happens if you give it a grab drive, it just is... Oh, damn it. Government's gonna cover it up. Alright, well, what other places can we go to? Oh, we can go to the Burj Khalifa. Oh, well, we can't go there because I messed it up. Mateo's bedroom at the lodge. We're heading to the lodge. In fact, a plane crashed in the Empire State Building in the 40s. Yeah, it was a bomber, wasn't it? It was, like, super... Which is kind of insane, because can you imagine, like, nowadays, if, like, planes were able to fly low enough that could happen? There'd be... No. Did I blow it up? No. Oh, God, no, I did not blow it up. I'm a good boy. I need to go back to... NASA Museum has a Curiosity rover marker in it. Yeah, I think I found the Curiosity rover. I need to go to... Why does... I wonder why Mateo has a book that shows you where the lunar lander is, which is interesting. Incident in New York. Well, yeah, that is the one I was kind of referring to. Ever since then, I feel like even before then, because, like, obviously, like, back in, like, the World War II eras, while planes could fly high, generally speaking, it wasn't a... Like, bombers and stuff didn't fly that high unless they were, like, trying to purposely avoid AA. Let me go to the lodge. I dunk them. Dunk toast into your tea. There's something wrong there. Oh, that's what. Fair enough. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, Ross. But I think toast and coffee. Michael, as a coffee fanatic, what's your opinion on this? Do you weigh in? Would you dunk your toast in coffee? Why are you drinking coffee at age 12, Flippy? Just seems like a, you know, sure thing. I don't know, I'm not a... Where's this book? Oh, mine now. Aha, gimme. I don't think this is... No, this is Mateo's room. That's a bathroom. Is this Mateo's book there? What is a book like that? Port. That do anything? Nope. A fancy compass. That's Walter's room. Well, my book now. My money. He doesn't need it. Toast, hot dog, meatballs, You put what? Crimson, do you dunk biscuits in? I do dunk them, but I don't drink. I'm not a huge tea drinker. I started drinking hot chocolate recently. Although it's very hard to... There we go. I find it's like very hard to get like good hot chocolate that doesn't like taste super watery. Alright, now... Once we do this one, we'll jump back and we'll do one of the actual quest things. Can you send you some pictures of my ship? If you want to join the Discord, Jeffrey, either Flippy or Dead Lady, can you post that? And then we have like a section called Ship Submission if you just want to post a single picture. And then it gets added to the log, and then eventually I will mess you. It could take a week or two. I drink coffee over tea, but I drink both. White chocolate chunky Kit Kat with a biscuit. Oh, biscuit biscuits are very... Oh my god, this is cool. I did not know this was here. Well, I assumed it was here, but I've never visited. Oh, that's really cool. Thank you, Flippy. Damn, the lunar lander, Oh, because... Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, where's the rest of it, but it... What is that? Discourse? No, Discord. So it's an app you can get on your phone. Or on your computer. And it's basically like kind of like a places where you can chat to people. We have a Discord where you can chat, and obviously you could submit ships there, but we also kind of talk about Starfield stuff. If you don't have Discord, you could just send me the screenshots of the ship through an Xbox Live message. If you're on Xbox, if you're on PC, you can do the same thing. We have very random chats. Yeah, I mean, normally it goes back to food. Yep, Google. Clearly, there's a deer in this Cadbury bar. All right, let's save here real quick, and we will do the we'll load the, where is it? Gems. There we go. Perfect. We've been kind of revamping the Discord a little bit to try and make it easier for the ship builds. About space stuff or sci-fi stuff, but mainly Starfield. Yeah, the Discord is mainly Starfield. Occasionally old movies that are like from like the 50s that some people grew up with. Joking. Crimson, we are in England. What do I drink? Honestly, yeah, my Xbox Live username is just Crimson Flyboy with a space. What do I drink? I mean, most things you can get in England, you can get in Ireland, really. I like tea. I don't mind tea. Do you remember a dream? I think it was white chocolate. I'm partially getting the hot chocolate and putting some little Cadbury's twirls in them. Oops. Did Crimson and Yeesh off building and broke my leg. That's the spirit. No problem, Jeffrey. So if you just want to send me, the best thing to do is send me a picture of the ship. And if you've watched any of my like reviews, you know how I lay them out. Like if you can send me pictures of each level, so I can put it back together. And then obviously it might be a week or two before I like get reviewing it, but I will let you know when like the reviews go. Hello.
I'm sorry,
Sweet tea. Never been a fan of sweet tea, personally. I much rather, well, I suppose what you call sweet tea, we would have it similar over here. It's just hot instead of cold. 52. We don't do Barry's over here, though. Barry's isn't really a big Irish one. I don't know, like, there's a lot of hype, like, a lot of advertisements. But people usually prefer Lion's tea. I think that's Irish. So Crimson, you pick a twirl over a flake. Yeah, I prefer a flake just because it melts easier. Twirls aren't too bad, but like they're very heavy on the outside. I need to find some ammo. I'm like low on ammo. I don't. I drink hot tea and chai. Isn't chai tea?
Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Hello, you owe me the most.
There you are.
Yo, Mr. Admiral, you gotta get your Marines better gear, because they're useless.
The next time terror moths rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
But you weren't ready on Tallman, were you, idiot?
Captain? Hey, Drake.
Yeah, flakes are quite nice, but goddamn, they're messy.
You our thanks for what you did for the city today.
One of the ships in Star Citizen, Crimson, especially if you like Star Wars. Would remind you of a Star Wars ship instantly when you see. Well, what sort of ship we talking?
Thank you, ma'am.
I did. Thank you, miss.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the cabinet. You will have our full
when it comes to like chocolate,
as well as a subsequent
I really like Galaxy chocolate, but it's very rich and it gets very sickly. Japanese green teas. Yeah, the Japanese, like, they've kind of like made tea like such next level, but I feel like even the Brits are like slightly like kind of like, what did you do to our tea? You know the Falcon, there's a ship in Star Center Margins. Ah, okay, yeah, sure, on Discord, definitely.
And how to stop them. Will you do this?
See, because that's the thing is, like,
Yes.
Star Citizen has, like, so many, like, really, really cool, high-detailed ships. But if I remember correctly, now I don't know. Michael, Jesus Christ, thank you very much. Hot chocolate. Thank you. Very nice. Galaxy counters are quite nice as well.
Who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and
There's a thing over here at Guinness drinkers do, first-time Guinness drinkers, where they take Guinness and they basically put like a squash in it, like a fruit cordial or a squash. And I feel like that could be my gateway to coffee. Like I slowly add little bits of coffee to the hot chocolate until it's just all all coffee. Caramilks, they're an Aussie thing, aren't they? The A2 Hercules. But no, anyway, the point I was trying to basically say is like it seems like a very much a tech demo in the sense of I know it's technically called a Volca. Like where there's a lot of stuff going on in the like initial area, but like once you spread out, there's like not a lot going on. Like I don't know if that has changed. Like maybe it has changed now. Also, who are you? Who was that guy? It's just a generic guy. If you're sure that's the wisest choice.
something wrong, Captain.
Why not send a diplomat? Excuse me. I am a diplomat. Thank you very much.
In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data.
Bourneville. Oh, no. You know who makes the best chocolate? Lindent. Lindent, is that what they're called? They make these, like, truffle balls with, like, chocolate inside them. They're super expensive and slightly overpriced, but they're so nice.
I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, is it a generic campaign? I was wondering, because I'm like, you're not the guy that's supposed to be.
Deputy McIntyre in the office. You should be able to find her in her office.
I enjoy it. Dark. Oh, After Eights also. A big fan of After Eights.
The whole of the United Colonies.
They're Swiss, yeah.
Have our thanks. We're this mess.
Like Swiss, they're good chocolatiers. I'll give them that. Really good chocolatiers. Yeah, why is there a random mass functionary here? What the hell?
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that day.
Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to. Thank you very much, Mantis. Goddamn, I'm gonna be drinking a lot of chocolate. Thank you very much, you guys. You're too generous.
I'll make sure they get what they require.
Linden is a bang of chocolate. Bourneville. See, Bourneville, that's a British one or an English one, isn't it? We have it over here, but we don't have it as much.
Vanguard Captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command.
Belgian chocolate bars. Honestly, I kind of... Who makes Belgian chocolate? What are the main Belgian chocolate brands?
I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet.
Linden is
Chief Yassine
Swiss.
wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs
To be fair,
Office
Cadbury's is
committed
pretty
to this
banging.
endeavor.
You know,
Accessing the
you Brits do a
town
decent
data and
chocolate.
beyond. We're going to do
More
everything in our
correctly,
power to make sure
Star
you have
Runner
the
is similar
tools
to
you need.
Hercules.
And
How
that
about
means
sweets?
first
What kind of
getting you into
sweets
the
does everybody
archives.
pick? Ooh.
You do know what
I'm a
the
big fan
archives
of
look
like gummy style sweets, like the Swedish fish. Really love them. The repository for all the bad data.
Someone paid attention in current events. So
I've never heard of that brand in my life.
It's originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the
There is, like, to be fair, like,
because
because obviously not trying to offend y'all Americans, but something I've noticed with like American chocolate, a lot of Europeans will try your chocolate and be like, it tastes really weird. And apparently, part of the reason why it tastes different than European chocolate is because your country is so big, they have to put something in it, like an emulsifier in the milk, to basically make it kind of be able to transfer. It's the basic school, right? Mine too, but I don't worry about it. All these fancy chocolate over munched on a Hershey's bar. So, I mean, I personally quite like Hershey's. I know a lot of, like, Europeans are very snotty with, like, American chocolates. I really like their Hershey's cookies and cream. American chocolate, what do you expect? I mean, some of you, like, the thing I will say, right, is there's a massive influx in, like, American food coming over to, like, Europe and stuff. It's a huge thing now. And some of the stuff you do is really nice. Like, I'm all for chemicals if things taste nice, but there's some of them where it's like, it boggles my mind. Like, for instance, there's like a type of chocolate, or type of, what is it called? We would call them strawberry laces. You guys call them Twizzlers, I think they are.
Work with us.
And they're quite popular over here. It's just basically like a kind of a chewy strawberry kind of like stick type thing. But goddamn, your Twizzlers are questionable. Like, they're very, like, you expect them to kind of be, the other countries do things better.
But it does mean we need to get you up to
Well, some things like America, like, obviously, you know.
Ambassador Rad.
But then I suppose that's the thing, is countries have their strengths, their weaknesses. Like, if you come to Ireland with the intent of getting some, like, really good, yeah, they do, they taste like that. And I'm like, it literally in Europe, where, like, we have a lot more restrictions on, like, what you can put in sweets, we just have them strawberry flavor and they're amazing. Like, I was expecting them to be literally like the, like, sweet cocaine in terms of, you know, all the good chemicals, but it's just like, what is this? Let me talk to the Freestar person.
The good and
But I will say I'm a big fan of the what are they called?
of the Colony War. And her only
They're kind of like these, like, Sour Patch Kids, I think they are. Big fan of them.
Our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
And one thing I will say you guys, like, do right is your when it comes to, like, hot stuff, like the different types of flaming Cheetos and stuff. God damn.
Things have happened. But my suspicion
Like, I ordered from a company that imports from America, and I got these, like, flaming hot Lays, and by Jesus, they were something else.
Said like you've done this before.
Barbecue is another thing, yeah.
Has a recording device
Like, it's amazing how, like if you go into, like, a generic, like, say, like, well, not generic, like Aldi or Lidl's or Tesco, some of, like, the main flavors is, like, it's either, like, you have, they do, like, you know, like, the Louisiana-style barbecue, Texas-style barbecue, and then just, like, Southern. And Michael, you may be able to kind of...
We recovered some
Is there...
intel
How big of a
that
difference
should
is there
be
between, like say,
evidence
Louisiana
concept that the
style
disgruntled staff member may not be
versus...
able to
Because obviously they're probably a
convince-
lot different.
maybe even convince
Frutella
the
is
member.
a bad man sweet. Frutella, aren't they, like, supposed to be, like, kind of healthy for you?
All right. Here, your diplomatic.
Thank
and
you.
take these. Official line is that your. My suggestion is to. She's also got a staff member. That
Oh,
might be
so
more sympathetic
I've been
than
lied
us.
to. So what is... I can assure you there is some places that will advertise things. And obviously it's probably just, you know, like people assume. What would be the closest alternative then? Because I swear I've had, like, things that say they're, like, supposed to be, like, that sort of style. Texas, Memphis, Kansas City. To watch Americans react to YouTube in English shock and stuff. Yeah, I quite enjoy that too, with just seeing people kind of, well, you know, just trying different things. How do I... There we go. So is Louisiana then hot? Because there's like a place near me that does chicken, like southern fried chicken. And they do like Louisiana style sauce. And it tastes like kind of sweet, like very barbecuey. But then again, these people probably would be able to point out Louisiana on a map, so I wouldn't, like, you know, trust them wholeheartedly. Cajun, yeah, I'm a big fan of Cajun spices. Kansas City. Which, I love that conversation we had in the Discord that one night. I did not realize that Kansas City is not in Kansas. Well, it's not fully in Kansas. Where is the Freestar Embassy? That gives American chocolate a weird taste. Ah, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But the thing is, it's like Americans are used to it because, you know, that's what they had to do originally. It's kind of like how, like American cheese is. Now, again, this might be a complete wives' tale, but I always used to remember them saying that American cheese is orange because the Americans wanted to separate it from, like, the rest of the world's cheese. And that's the only real kind of... Hello? Excuse me? Let me in?
Can make themselves comfortable in the lobby.
Am I gone to the wrong place? What? Oh, god damn it. I have a Louisiana barbecue sauce. Yeah, that's what I mean! There is, and it's and I suppose it's probably like you go into like a bar in like, say like America, and they'll pretend to be like an Irish bar. And like they'll have these foods, and you'll be like, we don't have that over here. Yeah, see, over here, like, we don't have too... I mean, we don't have very many cities in Ireland. And most of the cities, LA... Ah, okay. That's where the real money is. Gouda. Gouda is really nice. I'm a big fan of Gouda. One of the things I've, like, tried so hard to replicate is the nacho cheese that, like, is a big thing, and, like, with you know, you guys in America, you have it. But over here, it's, like, so hard to get. Because usually, if you eat plain old cheddar, Doug Gross just like, yeah, we just go with it. Pizza cheese. What is, by pizza cheese, do you mean like mozzarella? Because I've heard people refer to cheese as pizza cheese, and I was like, isn't that just mozzarella? But apparently it's not. Alright. Hello.
Captain, would you like to finish your briefing on the...
Yeah, I would. Sorry, I did mean to run away.
Ambassador Balmore, when the rest of House... He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests. Without claiming to know how a member of House...
But yeah, because I tried making nacho cheese, and it's kind of... It's tricky to make, just because you basically have to add, like, something to prevent it from... Because, you know, if you put cheese in milk and you make a roux, it'll initially be quite liquidy, cheesy, but then it hardens. Some blend of a couple of cheeses, I think. Okay. Were you saying pizza cheese with the middle finger, or did you meant to say, like, pizza cheese thumbs up, it's good? Because I have had some cheeses where they have multiple blends, and I really like it. That actually sounds promising. I'm sure you can use a house for people just like us.
Of course. But there is...
Hey,
Another
how do I
wrinkle.
get your hands on a block of...
We're not
See,
really
that's the one that
sure
people
how
mention
long
is
this actually
Velveeta, and I
still
don't
alive.
think we have that over
All these
here.
Public appearances.
Or if we
always
do,
rare.
it's called
But
something
it's
different.
been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs,
Parmesan cheese.
but not
Ah,
the
okay.
kind
Parmesan
that
cheese is a
is-
banger, though. I love... We've like
Your
a...
task is to
This,
find him.
this is actually going to show you exactly the kind of irony what we're talking. We have a pretty prominent chain over here called Apache Pizza. And it's kind of calmed down a little bit, but originally the restaurants were all very much like designed after Native Americans. They would have like big statues of like native chiefs with like their hatchets and like their headdresses and stuff. Really, really cool. And obviously they kind of toned it down a little bit, but like they're on par. I'd say they're better than both Domino's and Pizza Hut just because they're really nice. But I've been partial to Parmesan, sprinkles of Parmesan on my cheese, or my pizza. Velveeta is not really cheese. Is it one of those things where it's more like a kind of a cream cheese / yogurt type of thing? And Rotel tomato. What's Rotel tomatoes?
I have no doubt.
That type of
No,
tomato?
the embassy front door isn't an option, but our
Gotta
spies
love
have
how
stated
this
there's
chat
a
is.
side
We are
entrance
all
that
in
should allow
stars, but
access.
yeah, literally.
Here,
Hey,
this device should get
food
you
is the big
an
thing that brings
camera.
us together.
Now,
Ah,
if you have
okay.
additional questions or require clearance for I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Be smart out there, Captain.
Capitalizing on culture appropriation. The thing is, like, Ireland's one of those countries where, like, they could probably get away with it because it was never done insensitively. I used to always think it was cool as a child because you'd see these, like, really cool, like, Native American statues and stuff, and, like, it was really cool. And, like, the names of some of the pizzas, they have, like, the wigwammer and, like, you know, stuff, and it's, like, looking back, it's like, what the hell? Hotel is tomatoes and green chili. Ah, okay. Okay, interesting. Is that something kind of like, what is that Hispanic thing? Is it pico de gallos or something like that? I tried Rotella. I think Rotella is a brand of tinned tomatoes.
Keeping the skies safe out.
Hello there, Timbrel. How goes it? Rotella is a brand of canned tomatoes. They're usually Mexican. Ah, okay. So it'd be kind of similar to that pico. I have shared something in Discord for a recipe. I will definitely check that. I'm always a big fan of trying to make stuff. Because I'm pretty bad at cooking, but I can follow instructions. Not doing too bad. We're, as you can, you may notice in the chat, we're currently talking about food. Honestly, might have to like turn the channel into like a Starfield cooking channel. Just like today, we're gonna be reviewing the carne asada meals. Mexican flavor is very descriptive. See, you would think that, but like as like a European, when I think Mexican flavor, like we have over here, we have like the Odell Paso kits, which I don't know if you guys have them over in America, but like I think England has them. It's basically like your typical kind of Tex-Mex. Alien jerky, yeah. I might get off soon. Might get hungry. Yeah, honestly, I'm legit after this stream. I'm gonna go see what's in the kitchen. I can just look. Next episode of how many chunks can you eat? Oh god. See, some of it I'd be all for, but like the chunks liquids, like the drinks, really make me think that they're going to be like partially gelatinous. I love that they're using like 3-star weapons.
Offices or conference room. That means you.
Do you know who I am? I'm the hero of the Citadel. Wrong game. Odell Paso barbecue is... Yeah, so you guys have that too? Are you... I'm trying to think. You're American, aren't you, Shari? Or are you... So I know where everyone's from overall, but I always forget the specifics. Because I know we've got some Northern Ireland people. We've got a lot of Brits. And then we're mainly outnumbered by you Americans.
Just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast.
Hello?
We have a strategic advantage to maintain.
You're in the Freestar Ranger place, so it might be why we have... Yeah, no, I know, I'm
I'll make sure.
Oh, no, you're English! Ah, okay, fair.
Excuse
So you would have Odell Paso then, too.
supposed to be in here.
He loves biscuits. To be fair, I should have copped on when you were saying that. Texan here. Nice. You could probably weigh in on some of the... Because we were talking earlier about, like, how, like, in Europe, they kind of take something like, say, for instance, like places where they'll say you can get like Texan barbecue or like Louisiana barbecue, which we've been informed by Michael, is not an actual thing, and somebody's lying to us. I know, though, Texas, you guys love your barbecue in Texas, though. I know that much.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Not all of us Brits love tea. Yeah, try the hot chocolate. Gets the job done. I'm here on behalf of the United Colonies. We need your help. You seem like a lady who wants to stop more Terramorphs attack. Well, have I got a deal for you?
What are you? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness.
The eyewitness.
She said you were at the space.
Excuse me.
You have my thanks.
I killed a lot of things down there.
Saved many lives.
British as well, but I prefer drinking
She
coffee.
also
Cappuccino.
mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad
Do you like Greg's though? Oh, this is the real question.
wants terramorph data from the
She is, but at the same time, she's like a proper. I'm pretty sure she's a veteran of the war. Because I get like a unique option. Fun fact about French fries, which you guys may know this. One of the, it was either in Desert Storm or one of the, it wasn't Desert Storm. But long story short, America wanted to bomb somewhere in the Middle East, and France was like, no, you're not going through our airspace. So because of that, Americans renamed their French fries to Freedom Fries for a while, which just is hilarious to me. I'm that 1% Brit that doesn't drink tea or coffee. That's... See, I drink tea occasionally, but coffee, I'm like, nah, that's an adult drink. I'm still a child at heart, you know? You hard can let... Set me to beg. Please, 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 please. Yeah, no, it's a legit thing. Someone will probably... Cause I want to say it was... want to explode some shit? Because I'm pretty sure it is a legit story. What's my least favorite thing about us English? What's my least favorite thing? Honestly, probably the fact that it's shocking how little England knows about the history of Ireland. Like, and I suppose it makes sense in a way because it's like you got your own shit going on, but like we learn a lot about England because, you know, England's kind of like our bigger brother. I know what it is you want. Oversight monitors will observe. Now give me the codes. We drink tea here. We need something to put our sugar in. Yeah, because you guys have like this sweet tea, which is like, goddamn, that's some sweet tea. Some things I like, things I won't touch with a barge pole. Well, I bet Michael knows a few things about touching things with barge poles. That's exactly what my girlfriend says. Yeah, because like the thing is, like I don't purposely like hate anybody because, you know, you live your own stuff, but it is shocking sometimes how they don't kind of realize, you know, like the history of stuff. But then I suppose, you know, there's a lot of stuff I probably don't know about, like Britain's history. Are you serious? You're really not going to help? I don't want to go with the Starborn because I want to see what she's going to make us do. A hot chamomile with a splash of milk. Chamomile tea. See, we don't over here, we don't really have like, what is like default English tea? What is that? Is that just normal tea? The vegan cheese stuff they do and the sausages are just nasty. I mean, I think it's like, it's always weird to me when like companies try to like push like a vegan product like that's clearly, it's like vegan chicken wings. It's like, no vegan wants to eat a chicken wing.
No, Captain, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. What you experienced down there at the spaceport, I've lived that once before already.
Builder's tea. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm pretty sure it's just like some...
streets of my home and others all throughout the collective. But my aliens were placed there by UC hands.
She has very big lips.
So I'm not interested in anyone getting power like that ever again. The UC most of all.
But can't you see we're trying to prevent the same thing? More unnecessary death?
You have my answer. Now please take the hint.
That one.
We'll oversee the research. Guess that takes the whole trust us component out of play, doesn't it? That does seem like a workable idea.
I throw off the love and hate relationship
You'll
our
get what
countries
you
have.
want.
Yeah, it's kind of,
Me.
it's amazing because there's a lot of banter between, like, you know, but like anybody who like truly thinks Ireland and England don't get along are idiots. I thought there was like an option where like I could use my diplomat. Plant-based meat stick. Hey, now it's gonna be like was it in Fallout? They have those like meat on a stick, which is supposed to be like lizard, but it's not actually lizard, it's like people. What is that? I mean, there were troubles that happened, but I think both Ireland and the UK have gotten over. Yeah. You kind of have to. You can leverage her assistant. Ah, hello there, Ashley. Hello. What does her assistant say if you do that route? Because I thought the first time I did this, I could hit her with the, like, you know, I'm a diplomat. Deal with it. Because I'm 90% sure the iguana meat isn't actually iguana meat. Because it, like, even in Fallout 3, it's, like, it's worded, like, I want to say it's, like, it's written in italics or something. And the real reason is because in Fallout 1 or 2, the guy who was supposedly making iguana meat, it was not iguana meat at all. It gives you access to recording you can bribe her with. Ah, okay. He becomes a double agent and tells you, ah. See, I'm assuming if you choose one of the backgrounds where you're like a veteran of the Colony War, you can kind of leverage that. What is my... I'm a diplomat. The war's over, peace now reigns. Haha. The quests have quite a lot of different special dialogues. Maybe you had... I think it's probably, yeah. See, The Freestar Collective... excuse me? What, can I talk to you?
The FC's no friend of you and me.
What's your problem with the FC?
What's my problem with them? Really? I'm keeping the FC accountable for the terrible things they've done.
What have they done?
The Colony War was an unforgivable tragedy. Countless lives could have been spared, but the Freestar Collective was out for blood. The Freestar Collective took my father away from me.
Listen, I understand what you're going on about, but did you realize the UC razed several colonies to the ground? What happened was terrible. Your grief is blinding you. That's not what happened.
Oh, please. Grief has nothing
It's Sam's
to do
fault.
with it.
Honestly,
And the fact of the
your hacking
matter
is good
that
enough.
my
You can get
dad
into the
would be
code.
alive
Ah,
if the
okay.
FC never broke
Oh,
the
that's
Freestar
kind of cool,
narrative.
though. I didn't know that. To be honest, the thing is, the North is like, and I don't mean to like, you know, but the North is a very questionable place. Like in that, like they're still kind of very old school. Like a lot of places, like like again, I haven't been there, but I have like friends who used to like go up, like spend like weekends in like Belfast and stuff. And there's like some clubs you go into where they'll straight away ask you what's your religion, and if you tell them the wrong answer, things get hairy. But down in the Republic or in Ireland, we don't care. We're not like, oh, you're a Brit? Fuck off. It's more like, oh, you're a Brit? Hide the potatoes.
Well, I want it torn down, of course. The fact that there's even an embassy for them here after what they did, it's infuriating. Tear it down. Tear it all down.
Diplomacy is needed. Oh, yes, I will definitely click this option when I'm a diplomat.
Ha! Diplomacy? That doesn't mean anything.
They ask about religion because the whole divide up the North is between Catholics and Protestants.
It doesn't matter to them.
Catholics being predominantly Irish Republicans, Protestant being Scottish plantation people. Big vents shut in the wall of the embassy allowed access. Oh, okay. See, I like that there is those options. I'm just too stupid to find them. I think the thing too is like there is that kind of level of there is like that level of kind of like banter with the Irish. Bad joke about hiding the potatoes if the Brits. What's this thing that it's? Oh, that's more so like with the famine and stuff. Like the reason the famine happened is obviously people like to that it's down to the potatoes and stuff, but it's not really. And obviously I'm not going to get too into it because it's a very controversial topic. But it was more so people, the higher ups in Ireland at the time, selling off Ireland's crops to mainland England. They're stuck in the dark. Well, I wouldn't say that. Some of them are a bit, but you know. The lock picked them up and call. The thing is, like, I've always wanted to go up the... Like, 'cause I said this before, and again, go back on the food. I want to go up to Belfast stuff, because they have, like, actual, like, British kind of, like, restaurants and stuff. Like, even though, like, Five Guys and stuff, like, TGI's, they're not British necessarily. But, like, you know, because it's, like, part of the United Kingdom, they have those chains up there. Which, like, I'm jelly of. Where is the embassy? Did you know, fun fact, right? So, in the patch notes, apparently prior to the patch this week, once you complete the quest, you're actually supposed to be able to go back in there, but you can't, which is interesting. Because I tried to come back in here when I was doing the Freestar Collective videos. I was trying to get pictures of stuff, and it wouldn't let me in. I was like, oh, must be because, you know, it's a once-off. Irish and Scottish bloodlines. Oh, well. Then that's kind of like, it's like the equivalent of having, like, I'm trying to, like, make an assumption that's not offensive.
It'll sound canned. We got to keep it loose.
But I keep stumbling over the third quarter projections.
We've been over it.
Oh, like, no, they do. There's a lot of similarities. Like we rely heavily on England to, like, protect. Like, we have an agreement with the RAF, where basically if anyone was to come into our airspace, because we only have propeller planes, the RAF would scramble. The time that big Russian tanker came and basically was in our waters and stuff and wouldn't leave, our Navy only has some, like, offshore patrol boats. The Royal Navy had to come over with, like, I think a destroyer to kind of be like, Russia, fuck off. Although there was the one time where we sent the angry fishermen at the Russians, and the Russians was like, fair enough, we're leaving. Can I go down? Oh, the caught robbing goes at the end. It's not even worth robbing. I tried that too. I was like, I'm gonna make a fortune. I was like, I did not make a fortune. Oh god, I do not. Do I have weapons for this? What do I have? Well, I've got a mag shear. That's at least 2 rounds of ammunition. Video of angry fishermen. Yeah. It's because it's like, that's kind of the big thing nowadays, like with Europe and stuff and Brexit, is like everyone's arguing over fishing rights and stuff. This mission always kind of, like, was so cool because I was expecting it to, like, I didn't know how it was going to end. I was expecting to get to the end and there's just, like, some, like, hybrid snake dude. It's weird as an American where you get a bit older and truly appreciate how massive our military is. Yeah. I mean, ever since, like, World War I, America has not... They've just kind of constantly, like, kind of been producing. Because, like, that's kind of what they're good at. But, like, realistically, the thing, too, if you look at it, like, while, like, America is a very big military, and, like, I'm sure that if it came down to it, they could wipe anyone off the map. Like, most days, nobody wants to do that, so it's like, you can have the best military in the world, but you try and invade the wrong country. Cutting defense budget so far. Should bring... Oh, that's a good idea! That's a good idea! Let me go get her. I've never brought her here. She could kind of give me some insight. My character's only level 14. He needs to make credits any way he can. Fair. I feel like probably one of the easiest ways to make credits early on is to just hit the to hit some of the POIs, like, you know, the dungeons, basically, where you, like, fight the NPC raider bosses and all that stuff. Alright, let's go to the lodge real quick. Lodge. I think on this character, I don't know if I actually married her. Because she wanted me to convert to her religion. I was like, I don't know about that. Sarah didn't make me feel... Oh, shit! Alright, which one of you is...
Swear, Sam wears a hat. One of these days, I'm getting a hat.
Well...
I like computers, so I always pick Noelle.
Well,
she's the best.
We're not getting Andrea this playthrough. On my other... Before I went to the Unity, I did, yeah. I got up to the point where I could, like, marry her and stuff, and, like, I think we were technically in a relationship, but I don't think I committed to marrying her. Although I was tempted to do it if you chose House Faroon as, like, one of your traits, how it would play out a little differently. That, like, her whole questline, though, it, like, turns everything up on your head. Because, like, House Faroon are these, like, bad, you know, these big baddies that kind of wiped everyone. And then you talk to her, and she's like, her family relies on smugglers to basically make ends meet. And it's like, what the hell? It's supposed to increase each unity. It made so much sense to me. I was wondering why they didn't do that. Yeah, it's... Apparently space combat does increase, but the ground combat doesn't. Why is it telling me to go to an ATM? What? Oh, this is Ryujin. No. They do have the biggest naval group, but this could be quite confrontational, but the most dangerous vessels on the Earth right now are the nuclear submarines and the and there's like a certain destroyer, because I know that Britain's Trident subs are no joke. As is, there's a type of US destroyer that has ICBMs on it, I want to say. They're like the ones you want to watch for, you know. Carriers are very good for if you want to, like, invade a planet, but you launch a nuke in a carrier's direction, it's a big target, whereas a submarine or a destroyer is a lot harder to see. They're damage to 10%. Ah, okay. See, I feel like while they should definitely increase it, because I have a video coming out Monday where I basically talk about like 5 things I think they should add to the game, and New Game Plus and how they handle it is something I kind of talk about. I know some little bit of history. Sometimes I get things wrong, so if I do say something wrong, correct me. I know that there's a couple of classes of like cruisers. I know Russians missile cruisers are kind of meh. I want to say America, I think, is one of the only countries in the world that has cruisers still. And that saddens me, because I love cruisers. I love the idea of, like, cruisers in, like, World War II and stuff. Most countries nowadays, like Britain and, like, France and stuff, they don't have anything. It literally goes aircraft carrier and then destroyer. They are. Like, that's why there was so much hullabaloo about with Scotland trying to gain its independence and stuff. And, like, one of the big reasons why, say, people were like, that's a bad idea is because, Scotland, there's a... I don't know what the name of the place, but it's basically where, Britain has their, nuclear torpedo, bays, like their port. And there's always one out lurking, and the whole reason they are there is to kind of make countries like Russia realize, you don't know where we are, you launch a nuke, we're going to launch one right back at you. Which is kind of scary, So I mentioned that whole mutually assured destruction before, but it's kind of good why a lot of countries have nukes in a weird way. Yeah, that's it. That's the naval base. China has the largest navy, followed by Russia. See, the thing is when it comes to like largest like navy and stuff, it's also very situational, because vessels don't like inherently mean an awful lot. It depends on what you're trying to do. Like, China has like a crap ton of naval vessels, but like if you were to send in like a fleet of maybe like 20, 30 either British destroyers or US destroyers using like Britain's Sea Dart kind of anti-air system, like they would wreak havoc. Anything that you try to shoot at like a destroyer, like the British destroyers, their Sea Darts are hyper effective at shooting down incoming missiles. Although I do like America's, like the Sea Whiz. One of the things like sad to me about the British Navy, they don't rely on like Sea Whiz, like, you know, like the kind of the minigun style shooting down. They prefer the missiles, which, like, you know, missiles obviously they have their pros and their cons. I'm a lover of the. So I used to love like the Expanse and stuff. I love those kind of PDCs. You see like a missile coming inbound, and you just see like a chain gun fire off like hundreds of rounds. These robots, come on now, pipe down. No, excuse me. Sir, we can talk about this. The British Navy was never... The British Navy was the most powerful navy in World War II. Germany had more advanced vessels, like the Bismarck and the Scharnhorst. And like the Gneisenau, they were very, very advanced vessels. But Britain's navy was huge. Plus, with like naval combat, like despite you could have ships that are amazing, like, you know, like they're built to take a beating, like in the sinking of the, is it the Hood? Or the battle cruiser that basically a lucky shot hit it from the Bismarck and it just went up in seconds. But like, I'm a big fan of like World War II. I love the naval warfare of World War II and World War I. That's kind of my big thing. I need to actually kill these enemies in chat. Yeah, the Hood, that was it, the Hood. And the Hood was a phenomenal ship in its own right. Like, there's still, like, to this day, they debate what happened. Some people speculate that because it was basically rushed out to chase down the Bismarck, it didn't get to fully refuel. So it sat higher in the water, so its armor wasn't protecting it as much, and that's what kind of... I had 4 options, and I chose the one option that was wrong. God damn it. But then there's other situations where they basically, like, say that the... do some work. Not really. We're now talking about the U.S. Navy and the British Navy. Aegis missile defense systems on the American ships. It is, and but the thing is the while the Aegis missile defense system is very good, it's quite a new concept for like America, because America, like they kind of like went the kind of the Sea Whiz route for a lot of kind of close range stuff, and they relied on that heavily. But Britain has always been more like missiles, Sea Darts. There's like oh, I'm gonna read some of this chat just to make sure I'm catching up. Ships, country, navy, technology. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the technology is kind of like, I mean, World War II. Like so much tech came from the Nazis. Like, you know, space travel, all that stuff. And obviously, we're not condoning the Nazis. They were assholes, and that's putting it very lightly. They were monsters. But they benefited science on so many different levels. It was rebuilt, it was potentially preventative from happening. That was... Because a lot of the... Like one of my favorite ships in World War II is the Renown, which was a World War I dreadnought. and which was no, it was a battle cruiser, I believe. Technically, the terminology is all over the place, but it was such a cool ship. But Britain basically sent them both down to the Pacific Theater to kind of help against the Japanese, and by Jesus, they weren't prepared for the Japanese. Propellant, flash, the ammo. Well, that's what I mean. That's why, because it's very speculative. There's a lot of different kind of ways that people say it. Without much yeah. Like, the Japanese at the start of World War II, they were unmatched in their naval capacity. Like, their fighter aircraft was phenomenal, but the Zero was literally the best, like, naval aircraft. And even the best, I would say, land-based aircraft at the start of World War II. But the issue is they just didn't upgrade them. Like, America started, like, upgrading. Once America got to the, what was it, originally there was the Wildcat, and then once they got to the Corsair, like, Corsairs were such an agile fighter. Battlecruisers. Yeah, battlecruisers are basically... They were designed to chase down and fight cruisers. The bombing of the... Yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like, Pearl Harbor just kind of showed, like... Japan was efficient at the start of the war, but then if you look into it, one of the interesting things is, like... Is the way Japan kind of operated, like, their navy and army were constantly at odds with each other. And that's what kind of attributed to their downfall massively. Because, like, Navy's cool and all, but it's the army, realistically, that, you know, is the ones that go and take the territories. Yes, I got it. Aha. Japanese lost a lot to a trade. Yeah. Like, I mean, the Japanese were, like, they were so dead set on, basically, if all hope was lost, they would literally, like, bonsai to their death. Which, like, you don't want to throw veteran soldiers away. You know, like, there's a reason, like, Britain and America during World War II, and kind of Russia, but also not really Russia, where they would try to basically, like, look at Dunkirk, they were like, we need our boys back now. We cannot lose them. It's like, fuck the tanks, fuck the aircraft, we need those, like, veterans that have been training for years. What game are you horrible at? I love World of Warship. Big fan of World of Warship. I play the World of Warship Legends, though, on Xbox, just because never really played it on PC originally, and I'm kind of glad, because the PC version seems so confusing. I grew up on D&D and World War II. That sounds like... See, I only grew up with World War II. Like, didn't really get the... I always wanted D&D, because it's such a cool concept. Destruction of the super battleship, yeah. That's what I mean, like, the Yamato was amazing, don't get me wrong, but, like, carrier aircraft just ravaged it. Doesn't matter how many, like that thing, it's so many anti-aircraft batteries. But then the thing, too, is, like, the fire control system, like, the Japanese, like, the Americans had, like, actual computers that would track incoming, like, aircraft and kind of tell the gunner where to shoot. The Japanese had a guy with a stick pointing at, like, shoot there. Like, what the hell? Why you do that? I played the CBTs for Warship. What are the CBTs? Because I know that the console version of World of Warships is very different. We only recently got carriers, and I don't think we're getting the subs. Bigger naval replacement do back in the day. There was one I really loved. The Battle Station games on the 360 were phenomenal. You could do, like, first-person kind of aircraft dogfighting and stuff, and then it had the strategy element. Future battleships in the fleet. What do you mean by... I'm not aware of that. Played Pong. Yeah, and it's kind of why, that's one of the reasons why, even though the Brits had very limited, like, aircraft, potential in World War II, the Brits had a really good design for their aircraft carrier. They had armored decks, which basically meant they could carry a lot less aircraft, but they were less likely for there to be detonations. And that's when, like the Japanese planes or carriers didn't have armored decks. Like a HE bomb penetrates the right deck, sets off some secondary explosions, it's game over. I know some American carriers had armored decks, but at the end of the war they realized that it was better to carry more aircraft than it was to basically have them armored. Yeah, no, the way like kind of Russia fought the war, and the thing is like Russia was kind of one of those countries where like they didn't want to lose their territory, so they did what they had to. But goddamn, looking back, there was some blunders. Naval Ops Warship Gunner. Ooh, see, I probably heard of it. If it was on, thing is, if it was on, what did you say it was on? It's on If it was on PC, I probably didn't play it because there was so many cool like PC like kind of World War II games that were like amazing. Oh, Germany had like so many great ideas for like a lot of things. And the thing is, if Germany had like a proper aircraft carrier fleet, Britain would have sank it immediately. I was on PlayStation 2. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, and like they had like Hitler had like these big ideas, and like to be honest, like because this is one of the things when it comes to like when you look at like World War II, like obviously you don't. It's like from like a completely technological point of view, like I'm interested in like both like both sides technology, but like some of the stuff like it's very clear like. Well, obviously, like Germany was never going to win the war; they were outnumbered on all sides. But like some of the ploys they went for, like what was it? Hitler basically put more stock into the battleships, which don't get me wrong, Bismarck and the Tirpitz were phenomenal ships, but if they had have put more stock into their subs, like the subs were the real kind of kings of the war. Like Germany sank so much at the start of the war, and that's like when Britain had to, or America and Britain had to come together and be like, we need to protect these like cargo vessels. All good, Michael. Talk to you later. Meth pipe dreams. Yeah, see, I feel like if they had have survived long enough throughout the war, they would have realized it was a stupid idea. Because like it's like with like Hitler wanting like super big, like super battle tanks, like big, huge tanks, not realizing that they're very vulnerable to aircraft fire. Drawing Hitler. Oh god, that is the... Did I directly... Goddamn. I'm assuming it's okay to like mention people like mention Little Mustache Man. Just because we're not like we're not praising the guy, we're just talking about, someone sees a Starfield stream, like, yeah, I understand the correlation between Starfield and Hitler, Where am I going? Oh. I really had to come in here first. But that's why, like, with, like, my channel and stuff, kind of a big reason why, like, I've kind of been focusing heavily on, like, the spaceship stuff, because I just love it. I love, spaceships in general, and, like, having a game where you can, like, kind of, like, easily build ships is just amazing. Where am I? It's down here? Ton tank, there was... Yeah, that one. It was, like, what was it called? The Rat, I think it was? It was huge. And while it would have been, like, a really cool idea in, like, theory, like, in practicality, the Brits or the Americans would have dive-bombed that thing constantly till it died. I might not have started if he was... Honestly, can you imagine, like, from the get-go, just break his morale? Like, Little Mustache Man. Spaceships, the reason. Exactly. It's like, people are like, Starfield is Quest? And I'm like, it's Quest? It was a very bad idea. Like even like the mouse, while cool, when you actually like, you know, when you play it in like certain games, and obviously like games like War Thunder and stuff, they're not like highly, well, War Thunder tries to be highly realistic, but you realize there's a big issue with having this big lumbering armored thing that's like goes like 10 miles an hour, especially when it's not supported by infantry on their tanks, because yeah, the Russia was like anytime you like read up or watch documentaries or like stuff about like Russia's R&D with the World War II, it's just like, how did it succeed? It's like the amount of like people that got executed because like they couldn't come up with the design quick enough, or you know, it's just like, goddamn, Stalin needed to chill. He didn't want to go to war. Well, that's not mean. Like I think a lot of people like fail to realize that like Britain's navy, like Britain from, I think it was after World War II, Britain's navy kind of like died down a bit, but before that point, for probably several hundred years, Britain had the mightiest navy in the world.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you.
Is this guy supposed to be super skinny, by the way?
Barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked its.
Yeah, no, tanks, you need infantry protecting tanks. Cruz admits he is lost. No, I'm not lost. I was close to being lost, but thankfully I found it. Yeah, dude looks malnourished as hell. Honestly, give him some biscuits. Some hobnobs, you know? Man is clearly some hungry. Spaceport's in rough shape. Did you say that thing is called a Venom 3?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate.
Balmore.
Hence why I was guiding you through the.
Oh, I never realized his name is. That's very dark elf style.
It is the sap of the tree.
He does look kind of like a Leonard Nimoy. He needs some potato.
This exact moment, but I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still
Like that's one thing I mentioned. I mentioned as a joke in the Discord, but it is quite true. Like Bethesda have clearly like pushed their kind of the envelope on like character, like how characters look. Like you have like you very chunky characters, you very skinny characters, like really cool. But it's weird, they're kind of underutilized. Like this is one of the few malnourished characters in the game. Like imagine if spacers were all like this, you know, because realistically they probably would be. They're spending most of their time in space. Their bones are going to be like, you know, quite not as strong as they used to be. I'm just imagining kind of like the lore similar to how the Belters are in Expanse. Like spacers literally can't land on planets that are 1G. He's been doing more to that Venom sap than just drinking it. It's in rough shape, but.
Is that right? Huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door? And the broadcast spoke.
Yeah, see, that is something I do kind of, but it's not just attributed. Like Starfield is, or Bethesda aren't the only company that does that. A lot of games will do it, just because it can be quite tricky having to work with. Because like Bethesda have always stuck to their same voice actors. If you play any of the games, most of them are very similar, because they you know they know who they're working with. Because like you have to think like Bethesda got kind of crucified slightly, which was completely stupid in my opinion. When the guy from Deimos, they took away his tattoos, and I understand like there's a lot of heritage that, and like I don't know the ins and outs, so I'm not gonna but I know a lot of New Zealand and Maori people were saying it was stupid, bring it back in. But like, can you imagine like the risk of having characters talking with specific accents? Like I know Flippy, my dear old Aussie friend, he just be chatting away, and sometimes he'll use slang, and I'm like, Flippy, isn't that super racist? He's like, no, mate, it's not racist. We Aussies are built. I've just offended Mike. I apologize, Mike. That was a failure of an accent. I still want to know why the Crimson Fleet used nothing but fucking luxury ships, and why Varun have some of the most cutting-edge ships used. See, fun fact: there's a certain YouTuber that did a video on on House of Rune having different types of ships, you know. Check, no, I'm joking. But it is a valid point, and I've got a series coming out with collabing with a very special builder. Should be out Wednesday, if I get this right, covering that kind of topic with some of the other factions. The C word is a greeting. Well, you should say that to Flippy, because Flippy bullies me. Although, to be fair, that, like, accent I do, that's more so I do it to mock my girlfriend. I'm like, I always tell her that's my British accent, but she's like, you're being too nice, it's awful. See, there, she has to jump in and ruin the fun. We're going to use the data to better understand and stop these attacks.
Yeah, the preservation
The
of
C word
life
is a greeting.
stands as the very purpose of the archives.
But I would
Using
love to
data
see,
prevent
like,
more attacks,
a kind of,
there's logic there. But if
I'd
I
love
aim
if
to grant
Bethesda
you
kind of put
access,
more
I
emphasis
will
on, like,
cooperate.
these different kind of voices.
For
Because,
years,
like, Halo
Starfield
does a
has been
decent
known
job in, like,
only as
in
a
Reach,
region of
the
swamp.
kind of they have the different accents and
Found
stuff
the
because, you know,
December
different
in
history.
hopes of shedding
Like,
the
we obviously
legacy
don't know too much about the history of
little
Earth after the
success.
fact.
In
But,
exchange
like,
for my code,
if you look at,
you must be the
no,
one
you
who
don't want to
ensures
hear
House
my
Varone
English accent. It's not very good.
Ensure House Varone's legacy is
But it's
more
like,
than just
humans will
archives.
always stick together, you know? Like, if you look in some big
Molecules
cities, major
political,
cities, cultures stick
known
together,
languages.
you know, and
To
so it
see
realistically,
them
there should be, like, pockets of,
You must assure me this will be
like,
used
say,
to
pockets
save
of, let's say,
lives,
Chinese
not
settlements, pockets of Japanese, pockets of, say, Polish or German, pockets of South American. Like, they really should have been. And I know, obviously, time constraints, that would be very hard to do, but it would have been a nice thing, because, like, that's always, like, a common trope with, like, most sci-fi, where usually it's, like, you have your, like, American kind of voices, if you want to kind of portray them as generic kind of NPCs. You use British when you're trying to portray the fact that they're slightly sinister, a la the Empire. If you want to kind of do the Merc voices, it's usually Aussies or South Africans. Russians are usually kind of the de facto bad guys, which, unless you play, you know, which again, I think the different accents, they don't want to offend people. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, you have to be very careful with what you say. I've heard Irish people complain about see, I've personally, from like, from a lore point of view, she shouldn't sound like a proper Irish person. She should sound like an Irish American. But it's clear that she's trying too hard to sound like an Irish person, which is kind of cringe, because it's like, realistically, the chance of, like, somebody being full Irish, it's like, it's obviously, like, it's rare, but it's not unthinkable. But, like, yeah, you could have whole planets. Yeah, honestly, you could, literally, because, you know, that's how it would be. Kip a tea for a cup of tea. Oh, your Windows all reset. Let's go. Let's see if it doesn't crash this time, Flippy. You have my word. I'll make sure it's used for good. Knowledge can't be evil. What about knowledge of, say, gunpowder? What? I want to ask him this.
A fine counterexample, responsible for the deaths of millions on ancient Earth. And fireworks, absolutely capable of being put to violence, but not evil in itself.
They do in
Here
Starfield.
you are
Yeah, and
with a similar
that's, and obviously, like, there's part of me that wishes they would have, like, a department in Bethesda that kind of focus on that sort of, you know, because that's one of the things, like, people like Assassin's Creed have a lot of, like, different teams for focusing on specific ethnicities and stuff to try and get it right. And the older ones, the newer ones, it's like, eh. If you look at how slang is developing in different countries, I think it really in the future is going to be languages. Yeah. Like, even like some of the American idea of an Irish accent is magically delicious. For the longest time, I used to always be so confused when people would be like, they're after me Lucky Charms to me, because I'm like, what are you on about? And then I kind of Googled it, and I was like, oh, okay. No, she doesn't. She doesn't like doing accents, even though I try to edge her on, because I think it'd be funny. You have my word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
This guy needs some... Hello. You got anything nice in here? I won 200 from Lucky Charm cereal. Really? Is that something they do in America? Over here, they usually give you, like, I don't know if this is probably harking back some of the Brits. They used to give toys. And I remember Kellogg's, to do the cornflakes, they did, like, bicycle lights that you could, like, attach to your, like, rim. And I can sound just like I'm from Ireland. Oh. In all caps, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or genuine. Doing the Northern Irish accent. See, the Northern Irish accent is easy. Weirdly, it's easier to replicate in the Irish because Northern Ireland is smaller. There's like a lot less to them. Like down in like here, much like in England, like you've got people on the west coast of Ireland, like Galway, who have a very specific accent. You go down to Kerry or Cork, they have two completely different accents. I'm in the Midlands, so I'm called a Colchi or a Bogger. Although my accent is not very prominent. I know that a lot of like my friends and stuff over on Xbox and stuff, they'll mention my accent gets quite prominent if someone like from like say my mother or like my cousin comes in, and I'll start having a conversation with them. I kind of drop it just because they tease me. My family always called me the Yank, just because my accent. I'm like kind of impressed, but also like slightly offended. Found all the cargo crates you can loot in Hope Town. Time to empty. Brought home stock. So kind of I was a kid. It was a drawing. That's kind of cool though. Yeah, like the only ones I can remember over here with cereal boxes is like the really kind of crappy PC ROM games. Oh, I wish I was on PC. I want to see what's inside there. Shillelagh under my arm and a twinkle in my eye. Is that something Irish people say? Because I do know what a shillelagh is, but that's another thing. I only knew of a shillelagh from Finlay, the WWE character, who's like supposed to be Irish, but he's not even technically Irish. He's like from the north of Ireland. I get that I don't sound like I'm from Burma. Oh, you're a Brummie. Interesting. Brummie's not an insult, is it? Have I just offended you? Same with the UK. I sound different to mates from Glasgow, Manchester. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the accents are very like something I always find quite funny though is because like with the United Kingdom and like Ireland stuff, the accents are quite different, but there's a level of understanding. Like I used to play like a lot of Destiny with like lads from like England and especially lads from Scotland, and like I'd be playing with some Americans and like we'd be in a raid and there might be like a Scottish guy and some Americans. Me and the Scottish guy would be having a conversation. And after the game, be like, Crimson, not trying to sound rude, but how did you understand that guy? I'm like, what do you mean? He was speaking perfect English. And they're like, I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea what he was saying. I was just following, like, how the raid goes and stuff. And I'm like, fair enough. Although I do like, I'm a big language person. I like kind of like accents and stuff. So I'm always, like, fascinated kind of hearing different, like, accents and stuff. Ah, okay, Brummie's good. That is good to know. Then you have the accent of the school kid went for a bus in the snow. That guy, I don't know if you've been following the lore on that guy. He's been all over the podcast because apparently like he knew himself that's not like an actual accent. He put it on. Apparently he has like a background in like kind of he used to do a lot of performance art and stuff in theater back in the day, which is kind of ironic because like clearly it's doing well for him now. I'm always seeing him on TikTok and stuff, like, kind of trying to sell stuff. First thing when I watch Attack of the Block, I just think, what's Attack on the Block? Is that an Irish thing? Like, sometimes I do have to be like, say it again, please. And then, like, say it one more time for me. One more time. Ah, okay. Because I know there's a couple of, like, I've had quite a few Americans like mention like Irish style movies. Like there's one, is it called The Boondock Saints? And I know nothing of it, but I just know that it's got like quite a lot of Irish stuff in it. But one of my friends, TJ, he's Swedish, and he kind of has a similar situation as me, where like he spent a lot of time gaming online over the years, so he like doesn't really have like the stereotypical Swedish accent. And I always kind of tease him for it. I'm like, TJ, why don't you sound like that guy? The guy, and he's like, because that guy's an idiot. I'm like, oh. I think Americans don't get the exposure to other accents. Which, to be fair, though, like, America has a lot of accents. Like, a lot of Americans think they don't have accents, but they do. Like, even, like, the more kind of, like, tamer regions of America where, like, it's, you know, they're, like, there's a lot of accents. London using Yardie slang. Yeah, see, that's the one part of, like, accents and stuff is I'm not a huge fan of when people put on, like, slang, like, the roadman sort of stuff, and, like, the youths of... Like, you can see, like, there's a lot of kind of, like, I'm starting to sound like a boomer. But, like, the youths of, like, Ireland today are kind of jumping on the kind of the... What is, Stormzy and Skepta? That is that UK drill? And while I don't judge anyone for, like, how they, you know, how they carry themselves and stuff as a person who doesn't sound Irish, but it's kind of annoying when you hear someone from, say, Dublin talking in the kind of the British London slang, and it's like, you're not in London, you're in Dublin, Ireland. Speak how your mother spoke to you, you know? But then again, that's just me being pretentious. Attacking the Block was John. There's a video where there's an accent coach breaks down. I've seen some videos, and they're always so interesting, because obviously a lot of the accents, they come from, like with America, it's like, say, for instance, like, the different ethnicities. Like, you know, you've got, like you've got a lot of some territories, like German heritage, Polish heritage, all this sort of heritage. And it's like they kind of meld together, which is always interesting. I don't understand anything the Scottish say. I have a nightmare when... Yeah, I can... Some Scotland is fine, but, like, some of the more harsher ones... Like, I used to play DayZ with this guy. He was really cool. But sometimes I did have to be like, can you repeat that one more time for me? And then he'd, like, go straight, like, King's English or Queen's English. And I always sounded like, oh, whoa, now, Mike. Calm down. I'm not a boomer. Friend of mine is Jamaican, and he said most of it's just wrong or plain. That's a fun fact, actually. There's a lot of similarities between the Jamaican accent and Irish, because Britain would send Irish indentured servitude, like basically slaves, but not slaves, to Jamaica to basically act as kind of like foremen for the farms. And that's why, like, there's a lot of similarities and stuff. Irish heritage, Pennsylvania Dutch is fast. That's what I mean. Like, there's so many, and weirdly, I learned a lot from like from games and stuff and media about, like, the kind of the heritages of, like, America and stuff.
Captain,
just FYI, Aisling, I wouldn't use a red hand when you're talking about Ireland, because the red hand is predominantly a Protestant symbol, which most Irish people won't give a fuck. But you know. Hello, Tom. How goes it? How's your day been? Evening. Nice. Chicken and a can of Coke. That's one of the few things I can get her to say. I can get her to do, No, you're not, like I said, you're not offending me or anyone. It's just, some people would, you know, might be triggered one day if you walked up to Ireland in certain parts of, like, the north and stuff, and you, like, mentioned the red hand, they'd assume you were, a Protestant. Code pieces. Collected and rated deploy.
Incredible. I wasn't sure Radcliffe would ever get on board. I'm very much looking forward to getting the debrief on how precisely you managed to pull.
But yeah, no, because there's another one. There's there's like an island off the coast of Canada that legitimately sounds so Irish that it's like, and obviously there's history there because a lot of Irish settlers, but it's kind of like, why is Ireland in Canada? You know, it's like really, yeah, that's it, Newfoundland. They sound like proper, like kind of like Cork Irish. Very much, and it's again, it's just fascinating, like when it comes to like dialogue and stuff like that.
All right.
I just drank an Aldi equivalent of a Lucozade Sport, and goddamn it, Aldi, you dropped the ball on that one. It's not as nice. It moved. Yeah, literally, it's like, why do you have half of our country? These people sound like my people. Cork is where my maternal family came from. Cork is a nice place. Fun fact about Cork. Cork is always referred to as the rebel state in Ireland, and at football matches or Gaelic matches, the Cork people would use the Confederate flag. And they weren't using it for any racist reason at all. They were just using it because is the Confederate... No. Is the Confederate the one that's the X? Either way, they used to use it and stuff, and then there was a massive uproar because, you know, like nowadays and like in certain parts of America, there's like, you know... So now, yeah, they don't do that anymore. But then that's the kind of the funny thing, though, is because, like, you've got situations like that where, you know, like, someone's using something for a completely different reason. But the Cork people were literally just using it because they're known as the rebel county. Like, Cork is kind of, it is literally the Texas of Ireland. They've always wanted to be independent. And they probably could be, realistically. Like, it's got the second... I want to say it's got the second largest city in Ireland, not including, like, obviously after Dublin. I really love this room. Lone Star. Honestly, it... Hello. I always like, if Cork became independent, I want to be... To be honest, the, Cork is very, they're very much, they like their hurling in Cork. They're very big sport people. Only been there a few times. I've always wanted to, like, go there more because that's where our Navy is based. And, like, I say our Navy, we have 2 vessels. Or, no, we've 4 vessels, I think. So if any of you guys are part of the US or British naval services and you have sway, could you, like, slide us some destroyers, please? And if you have any jets also, if Lockheed Martin's listening, you know, a few jets. Do Lockheed Martin even make jets? Yeah, no, they do. They make jets. Years of rewatching Father Ted. I say Cork. I say let Cork have Craggy Island. Beware the Irish Navy. It depends now what you mean by beware. Best way to do a Scouse accent, throw in a little radio static. Honestly, yeah, if we could have some ships, you know, we'd be too damn. Yeah, that is kind of the thing, because like as much as like it's like with culture and stuff, like I'm always cautious with cultures because you know you don't want to offend anybody, but like a lot of people get offended for the wrong reasons. It's like in that circumstance, while it does look bad, like nobody wielding that flag even understood the you know, like they knew it was a Confederate symbol, but that's about it, you know. We're still waiting on the English accent. Okay. All right. I'll do it this one time. Just this is the accent I use to kind of mock my girlfriend. let me mute my mic and get myself prepared. Hello, governor. How's your trousers? That's all I can do. I apologize to the Brits who have been cringing in. Because there was I always remember it because there was like a show on Cartoon Network as a child, and there was like a monkey in it, and the monkey, for some reason I don't know why, but the line was literally that was his line. How's your trousers? And I remember I used to always say it to my girlfriend messing, and she's like, "Don't say that." Like, someone will assume you're basically trying to, you know, get in their trousers. Do you have any oil? Not in the literal sense of oil, but, you know, we have a few McDonald's. You know, they have some air fryers. I'm heading off now. Yeah, thanks for stopping by in. Chat to you later. Oh, don't worry, I'm always improving upon it. I really wish we could see what's in the rest of these. We actually, I think we have like 1 or 2 oil rigs off the coast. You're welcome to them if we get some ships because, you know, we have lots of... Yes, we do. We have lots of that. Cockney slang. Oh, yeah, because see, that's the level of like the Cockney slang always like confuses me. Because like it's kind of, what is it? It's rhymey. It's very literal. What are you guys looking at? Oh, it's the museum. Okay. All good. All good. To get back to you. Like, I'm honestly kind of surprised because that's something that like Ireland always like weasels its way in. Like we had Mr. Biden or President Biden. I don't know what you're supposed to refer to him if you're not. He was over here recently, and funnily enough, it was. So this is again another thingy. So we have like Gaelic in Ireland, right? And basically, it's called the like cup is called the Sam Maguire Cup, and Mayo, which is one of our counties, they haven't like won it in like a long time, and part of the reason there's like supposedly a curse. But anyway, long story short, there's quite a prominent saying called Mayo for Sam. So basically, they're saying Mayo deserves it, and they got Biden to say it. And now I've seen Americans using it in like terminology that I'm like, that makes completely no sense. And I think it's hilarious because that's usually how these sort of things work with sayings. Is like someone will say it just out of the blue in like, you know, different contexts, and it just kind of goes with it. Ich bin ein Berliner. I've heard of that, but what does that actually mean? But going back to what I was saying about like, we always kind of, you know, we like to be liked by everyone, and I'm kind of surprised like our government hasn't tried to like hit up like either Britain or like America, be like, yo, give us some free military stuff.
There you are.
Why do Americans say they're Irish just because they're from... See, the thing is, when I was younger, that stuff used to bother me, but like nowadays I realize that some people are proud of their heritage and stuff, and like it's like, if you know, I don't, you know, like I don't you know, I don't shun people now. You know, there was a younger me who would have been more edgy and be like, oh, you're not Irish, haha. But like nowadays it's like, oh, I am a Berliner. Is that what it means? Oh, it means I'm a donut. People used to be walruses. You go back far enough, Mike. We used to be a lot of things.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain.
Said in
So
Berlin.
Oh.
Okay.
The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the
That's
natural
pretty
spot.
funny.
Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Who's the deputy?
Indeed.
Oh.
The most important of which is getting you your
Hell yeah.
citizenship.
Give me that citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Because like that's something I noticed, like, because Americans, like a lot of Americans, heritage is a big part of their country, or like their you know, their, and like there's so many, like when I, for instance, in Fall 76, you learn about like the Fastnacht parade and stuff in Helvetia, and like how like it's basically about the Swiss descendants and stuff, and like that's a big thing in a lot of places in America. They kind of, you know, and like as an Irish person, it's like we don't really have to, like, we have our heritage as is, you know? Whereas for Americans, they don't get to experience their proper heritage, so they have to remember it. And, you know, that's kind of one of the ways they remember it, by, you know, constantly referencing. And again, people can, like, they can, you know, say what they like and stuff. You're 100% American? So when you mean 100% American, do you mean like Native American, or like were you accidentally bred from one of the Vikings that supposedly discovered America, or... See, I'd like to say I'm 100% Irish, but I'm probably not. Like, true native Irish people were wiped out by the Celts. John Lennon was a walrus, or so he claimed in one of his songs, but he couldn't spell beetle. Really? Hello.
All right, Captain.
This would be such an elaborate place to push this woman off the ledge. I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Do it with space power. I suppose, but the thing, will she not actually die? I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
Thank you.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item...
Everyone's a little bit Genghis Khan. Yeah, like, what is it? 1 in 100 people share genes with Genghis Khan, which is insane.
But this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this. But we think this person has information that could...
I'm gonna be siding with him this time.
With the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strict...
I don't know if I can agree to that.
I understand this puts you in a strange position, but this information is too
See,
sensitive to
there's
share.
no negative effect of this happening.
This between just you and I?
I'm gonna say yes because I'm not gonna piss her off, but like Charlemagne, if you're European, he's another one. Yeah, he's a dodgy individual.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to set...
But you know, it's weird that like there's no like side effects if you... Hello there, welcome back. Because like I instantly tell Hadrian immediately, and then anyone that'll talk, I'm like, yo, you know he's alive, right? Let me go to subsection 7. What else do you think? Hello there, by the way. I wonder what else they're hiding down here. Well, after a few generations, where great-great-granny McCoy came from is irrelevant. I was born here, was raised here. Yeah, because see, that's something that I noticed this day and age, and it always bothers me. Because, like, there's a big push nowadays, and I don't want to say what I'm saying is going to be controversial, but it might be, but, like, there's a lot of people that think that, like, you have to be white-skinned to be Irish, and I think that is the biggest load of bullshit ever. If you were born here, you know, you originated here 100 years ago, 10 years ago, you know, like, if you've been living in the country for quite a while, and you work here, you know, you play here, all this stuff, like, you're Irish, you know? And it's kind of the same with, like, a lot of, you know, other different, don't wait until the very last option. When talking to the council, she goes mad. Yeah, because I remember that she gets really, really annoyed at you. All Texas can trace their heritage back to Drug Dart. Honestly, I can understand that. Dude's like God tier. Hello? I've been like playing like through this idea in my head of like doing a kind of a cinematic where somebody basically learns that Vivictus is alive and they're trying to break in and assassinate him, and I feel like it'd be cool. But then it's like trying to like, because I feel like actually you're telling me all Irish folk are, they're not. I am not ginger. I'd say I only like 2% of the people I know are ginger. Is like that's one of the things one of the things I do say is like ginger is more of a Scottish thing, or red hair. It's prominent in Ireland, but not as prominent.
Welcome, Captain. Please.
Hello, Vivictus. Proves you're Irish. Even Aussies know that. I mean, I'm not Irish then, according to that.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know...
Can you attempt? Oh, I could probably do one, but I think I've done enough accents today. Despite me, like, if you ask any of the people I chill with and party and stuff, I'm always, like, doing some accent or another. I'm like a sponge. But when asked to do them on, like, kind of, I get awkward. Give the amount of security, a guy who's pretty important or dangerous, or both.
I was an admiral during the colony war.
So realistically, all the Starfield boys and girls here, if you had the opportunity, you putting 2 rounds in them right now? Are just walking away?
But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Definitely one of the chattier ghosts. Sinan. That's Hadrian's last name.
Very astute. That's my daughter. My progeny. You've been working alongside. Has she shared with you the nature of our...
Changes will be. Are you being genuine, Tom, or is that a joke? My brother said right here. So I mean, like, it's out of all of my family, my nephew has one of my nephews have red hair, and that's pretty much it. One sister. When I see a Vanguard Security commercial, now my first thought is Super Ed Ultra. Vanguard Security. Oh, I'm assuming that's a... I was like, there's commercials for the Vanguard? I might hop on after the stream, might get some food, and I'll hop in the Discord if you guys want to chat for a bit. Kind of a stretch, the you to the family. Carrying Crim to the finals. Whoa, pipe down. I've been carrying you on the finals recently. I think American semi-trucks. The Brits call them lorries. I actually watched a video recently on like the difference between like American trucks and European trucks. And while the young in me who used to watch Transformers, I was always a big fan of the American kind of the rigs. Because they were also, you used to see them over here a little bit, but usually we have the other ones, you know, the ones with like the flat nose. All in all, they're pretty cool. They serve different purposes though. They're like, some of them are like super cool. Like, I'm glad you like Transformers. There was one of the last streams, there was a couple of people having a very deep dive on Transformers in the chat, and I was like, I know some things about that. I'm always amazed with like, cause like, like European truckers and stuff, like generally they don't go extreme long distance, but like in America you do. And like some of like I seen guys who have like beds in the back, like TVs. And I know like European truckers have it too. But like they're so big that you can literally have like a room in the back, like a proper room.
Nothing else then?
Oh, sorry. You're not doing just fine at all.
I'd ask you at least hear me out.
The real Optimus is a cab over, not the long nose. Ah. See, that's why, because I originally seen him as the long nose, and then that was because I didn't really watch too much of the cartoons.
Locate and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded.
This guy looks exceedingly old, by the way. Like he looks like a dead body in a morgue. I wonder how old he is. Just got the new missing link. G1 Optimus Prime. It slays. Like it's something I've always like. I think it'd be such an interesting like job to do if you like that sort of driving. But like, because in America, is it usually are you on your own with it? Because I feel like if you had like a 2-man job or like a 2-team, I feel like it'd be really enjoyable. Ever seen? I have actually, Mike. The Aussie road trains, they're insane. You track down war criminals, people like you. How does that work exactly?
Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally.
I drove solo. Ooh. See, was that like a by choice sort of thing, or like was it something you wanted to do? Like, did you kind of always kind of see yourself at that point, like I'd love to, you know, drive trucks and see America, sort of stuff? Or was it more like the smaller version of the Chieftain S bill? They're my take on the Three-Star Destroyer from Hope Tech. Ah, okay, nice, yeah. Because like those, like hell during COVID and stuff, like it was like it made it like abundantly clear that like we rely so heavily on those like trucks to basically keep the country's supply flowing. Go on.
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlays. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic.
Do you guys think that the Freestar Collective might have done like the kind of the Operation Paperclip style, like during the war, if UC scientists would have like turned like traitor basically? See, that's the thing with the Freestar is like their council like, and I think Nolgroth, you said it best on one of your comments, one of the comments. I'm paraphrasing, but it was basically something that the council are basically just in it for themselves and stuff. They have like no real care about the Freestar as a whole, and it is quite true. But like it kind of makes me wish that there was like because like they should have like a science department, you know, stuff like that. Considering like they literally had like mech pilots, and their mech pilots were like insane. But it's like, who made the mechs for them? My dad used to drive trucks, and something people bring friend, spouse, kid along, depending on them. Like it seems because it seems like a fun thing that, well, I say fun. Obviously, I've never experienced it. It could probably be quite lonely and stuff, but like specifically in places like America, because America's so like straight one side to the other. Like trucking in Europe, I would despise it because there's so many like short roads, like winding turns and stuff, and like the level of skill required to like back up a thing is just like, yeah. They're essentially just a bunch of feudal lords forming a defensive. Yeah, pretty much. Like it's sad because they could have been so much more. Like I kind of wish the Freestar were more like the NCR, you know, and less like idiots. How about I arrest him? How do I know you're not asking me to kill an innocent man?
Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat.
Why have me do this? Why not hand it over to one of the members of this recovery team?
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of
The Euro Truck Sim or American Truck.
And this,
I've always wanted to play those sort of games because, like, I played. I really loved. I played SnowRunner, and obviously it's not the same thing, but I just love the kind of the big trucks and driving things off road and stuff. But with like Euro Truck Sim, I'd just be very bad at it. Who thought Megatron's trigger belonged to? Doesn't seem to be much written about the war. It's a bit sparse. You think that both... The thing is, I have a full script written down of the thing. I need to post it, or I need to publish it and stuff, because, yeah. But I've been hesitant, because... But, like, it is, and the thing is, you have to kind of dig in, because, like, if you go off the wikis and stuff, the wikis don't say an awful lot. So, you think about this.
by all means,
Like, oh, that just...
you find Orlays.
Okay, he's dead.
Good. According to my information, there is a star station in the vicinity. The Den.
What do you mean, U.S. trucking laws, sort of? Does American Truck Sim not have, like, laws? I mean, probably. Probably. Is that because it's a bit...
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Hello? Can I come in there? Convenient, the toilet right there.
You're cleared for entrance.
Can I go in here? I hate when Bethesda do that, when they put doors. Ah, yes, because I want to break into the medical area with stuff I can't pick up. But not this area that has loads of stuff. The Freestar kind of suffers in the same, being too shallow. Oh, don't get me started on the Stormcloaks. The because whenever Bethesda do faction stuff, like usually they make it very obvious, like who the bad guys and who the good guys are in a sense. Whereas like with Fallout New Vegas and stuff, there was a lot more ambiguity. Damn Stormcloaks, everything was fine before they showed up. Besides gaming, what other hobbies do you have?
Hey, no funny stuff with that boost pack. Got enough flight traffic as
I used to airsofting when I was younger, but that's very expensive and it's very hard to sell them. I have like a nice like little collection of airsoft guns that I really want to get rid of. That I can't because it's very hard to sell them in Ireland.
Captain,
Missing
did
link.
your meeting go well?
Yeah.
I hope it's clear now why we...
There is an executed war criminal in your basement.
Captain, please, keep your voice
I
down.
love that line.
The situation with the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era. But it's a situation we've been managing as discreetly and...
The correct answer is dead, lady.
For some time now.
This game seems to be written in such a way that it heavily implies which side you're meant to... Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Like in for instance, like in the original Fallout, like Fallout 3, it's like you had like because Bethesda, right? So the Freestar should at least be told about this. You can't keep me from telling Hadrian.
Short of jailing you? No.
Yeah, fucking try and jail me. See what happens. Actually, do I have ammo? Never mind. Don't jail me. The prisoner asked me to deal with Dr. Orlays.
Dr. Reginald Orlays? He's finally found him.
But so like in Fallout 3, you've got the main factions. Like the Brotherhood of Steel are supposed to, like, they're seen as the good guys, and the Enclave are kind of the bad guys. And although Colonel Autumn's not inherently bad, but then in Fallout 4, they kind of go for like a really weird approach where all of the factions are kind of the bad guys, aside from the aside from the Preston Garvey's Minutemen. YouTube, perfect upgrade to the... Yeah, the Minutemen. Like, the Minutemen, as much as annoying as Garvey is, like, they're the only, like, true good guys. Like, the Institute, while they, like, try to be like the, you know, we're trying to preserve humanity, they're not really. They're doing it for their own stuff. They're just trying to basically see how far they can go. The Railroad care more about synths than humans, which is extremely contradictory. And then the Brotherhood of Steel are assholes. Like, they're borderline fascists. And that's how the Brotherhood of Steel originally were, and I like that they're kind of coming out. But it's funny because, like, the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 3, the reason kind of Elder Lyons was pushed aside because, like, he started to care about the people. He's like, no, we're not going to steal technology from people. We're going to protect the people. I do too. I always have a soft spot for the Enclave just because they don't pretend to not be the bad guys. John Toole is my new Preston Garvey. Fair. He just needs a funny hat. I feel like Morrowind faction. See, I didn't play much of Morrowind. Because I know in Oblivion, like, none of the, even like the thieves, the assassins, they weren't technically evil, even though they were, you know, there was like kind of good sides to them, which is ironic. Like Skyrim, again, controversial, but I personally think the Stormcloaks are idiots, and like there's like documents in game that like points to Ulfric being like being propped up by the Thalmor. I'm a diehard Empire fan, you know. Long live the Empire.
You have my endorsement.
That's why I'm hoping the next Elder Scrolls game will kind of keep going with that whole storyline. Because, like, the Empire is on the brink of collapse. Like, the only ones still in the Empire is Skyrim and the Bretons. The Hammerfell left. That's controversial. I thought everyone... You'd be surprised. I've gotten to arguments about people who, like, think the Stormcloaks are the good guys. And I'm like, why? Have you been to the Grey Quarter? It's a question for everyone. What game made you fall in love with gaming? Oh, probably Halo for me. Let's do.
Then I'll bid you good day, Cap.
Remember, my sister got like an Xbox for her boyfriend. I was like really young, And like, I played games prior, but I remember playing Halo 1 and just being like, that was kind of it for me. I was like, hell yeah. But then the thing too is, though, when it comes to factions in games, you can like a faction and that faction be an asshole, and that's perfectly fine. Their full-on little mustache bed. I think Sonic the Hedgehog probably. It's fair, fair. Oh, San Andreas is another good one. I remember picking that up later. That was like, that was one of the first games. I remember before I bought it, I bought like, do you remember there was like you could buy game guides, like these big books. I think you can still probably buy them. I remember I brought a big one in San Andreas and I read it cover to cover before I played the game. And by the time I played the game, I had known everything. I was like insane. What is Tenku Wrath of Heaven? Is that like a, sounds like a Japanese style game? With the Emperor trying to behead me at the beginning. Yeah, see, that's the issue with it. You're put in this position where you're instinctively kind of forced to side with the Stormcloaks. Like, realistically, you should. You know, because they weren't trying to kill you. But then, when you kind of look into it, like, realistically, from the Empire's point of view, you were caught alongside Ulfric Stormcloak. They have no way of validifying what was going on. Although, realistically, I think it was a bad play by them trying to behead him. That is such a stupid thing. And that is counterproductive. Oh, it's the Tug. I was really confused. Like, they complain about him basically killing High King Torrig. And then they're like, first chance they get, they're like, let's cut his head off. Gold Box Pool of Reliance. What is Gold Box Pool of Reliance? Mafia 2, 360. Ah, okay, Japanese engine game. I'm trying to think what other games. I've been partial to the XCOM games. Obviously, they're not. Well, there is older games, but really like those sort of games. I used to play Total War as a child, the Rome 1 Total War, and I really loved it. And when I got my laptop, I bought Total War 2, and it made me realize I'm not very good at those sort of strategy games. Despite, like, the amount of documentaries and stuff I watch on the Roman Legion and stuff, I don't have a clue how to lead an army. Even, like, in, like, strategy games, like, recently I've been playing Age of Wonder 4, which is, like, a kind of a turn-based strategy with, like, real-time strategy kind of thing. And in combat, I let the AI do all the work. Just because, yeah. Alright, let's go to Wolf. Also, fun fact, did you guys know that, I only realized this yesterday when I was watching a video. Alpha Centauri is supposed to have 3 stars, and in this game it doesn't. Ptolemy is actually supposed to be one of Alpha Centauri's stars, but realistically it's a trinary system, which is kind of a weird one. I don't know why Bethesda went that route. Personally, I think it would have been really cool. I only got into it recently. I started playing Civ 5 on Xbox. Myself, Flippy, and Binary spent many hours playing that game. It's very fun. The thing is, I find it gets kind of a little repetitive. But then I suppose I tend to play the same stuff. Yeah. But, original Tenchu was great for its time. Oh, it's bored. Hello there. Scenarios are, yeah. That's kind of one of the things I loved about it. It's kind of a, because I think at one point I bought, like, the expansions and stuff. And it, like, oh god, the one expansion where they had, like, was it Gathering Storm or Rising Storm? Remember we played one time and we put it on, like, normal or high, and Jesus Christ. The amount of, like, tornadoes that would ravage me. I'm like, turn it off, please. Who am I supposed to talk to? Like, I played a lot of Stellaris, too. Another fun game. A Civ, but an alien. Ooh. Oh, I think I know. It's not that Avon Colony, is it? I tried to play some of them ones. Like, there's one, there's one where you, like, settle on Mars, basically. It's made by Paradox. They're quite a good company. Although they're kind of a bit like The Sims. They pump out DLCs, which is really good. Because when I played Stellaris, I got all the expansions. But then, like, looking back, the amount of money I spent on expansions. Baldur's Gate. That was a game that I didn't think I was going to like, but by God, I loved it.
Then you want UC security, not the Vanguard.
Oh, that... Okay, okay. Yeah, actually, I'm with the Vanguard. Super Net Ultra, Captain.
Oh, apologies, Captain. Didn't recognize you without the uniform.
They issue you a uniform?
So, what can I do for you?
There's a wanted man hiding out in the sector. I need to find him.
Think you got some bad information. If there was a wanted man in our skies, he wouldn't still be out there. Unless... Are you talking about the Warlock?
My multiplayer games are satisfaction Balmec. I think Starfield is 4th place.
More than a few amateur investigators have tried to find it.
Oh, they do? Yeah, you're right. I don't even know where mine is.
Serious debris fields are plenty dangerous.
Wait, I should have mine on me.
But if you're suggesting it might not have been the fields that got them, well, I can give you the coordinates of the Warlock.
See, there's so many cool games on like Steam like that. Like I know Satisfactory is like really big. What's so dangerous about Eteria's orbit? Yep, that's a word.
Well, the original dense star station was destroyed decades ago during the Serpent's Crusade by marauding Housebrune zealots. Big part of the remains from those battles ended up gathering around Etheria, forming a nasty debris field. Every now and then, some headstrong scrapper comes limping back because they hit an 80-year-old mine. Or sometimes they don't come back at all. Though...
a game that people never played. I always recommend Mass Effect just because if you want a really good sci-fi story, it's absolutely phenomenal. And also, like, the level of kind of choices. Like, I'm constantly going back and watching videos of, like dialogue that can pop up from choosing this or choosing that. All right, Mike, talk to you later. Yeah, I'll be jumping in... Probably jump in the Discord about an hour or so, potentially. Just need to grab a little bit of food. Yeah, no, it is. It's... Mass Effect has always been my kind of my baby in terms of like, because obviously like Halo's been my main game and kind of then like it's always been tied between like Bethesda stuff and Mass Effect. I'll take those. What can you tell me about the Warlock?
I mean, I honestly thought it was just a story board haulers told to amuse each other. But if the pilot of the Warlock
yeah, no, that is.
Our people, well.
I love the because when I first played through this game, every like time like there was comparisons, I was just like, oh, I wish they did like Mass Effect, or I wish, and I had to stop myself because this isn't meant to be Mass Effect. Like Mass Effect, while being a kind of a slightly a role playing game, it's more of like kind of like a, it's very story heavy, you know, like you're kind of like choosing your narrative and stuff. Whereas Bethesda games, obviously, they've been more kind of make your own story as you go. I have nothing to say to you. How about goodbye? I love the you big, dumb, stupid jellyfish. I think that's the line. Like, okay, let's go coordinates.
Sure thing. Here, this should get you pointed in the right direction.
Thank you.
Good hunting.
All right, we're about to take Michael's ship out. Did they actually give me? Did I miss my thing? They didn't give me a uniform. Grab easy again to quickly feel your chance. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, I know that a lot of people that, like, kind of are new to gaming, that's one of the ones I tend to, just because you can kind of go as far, go as close as you want. And it's always interesting when you, like, you know, like when you see how someone plays, like, Skyrim, who's, like, they're not used to playing those sort of games. Like, I've seen friends who literally, like, they'll have stolen absolutely everything from Riverwood. And all they basically do is, like, just kind of, like, live out of Riverwood. And I'm like, Riverwood? It is Riverwood, yeah, Riverwood. I always get mixed up with what is that? Oh, that's a mines? What? There's mines in this game? Interesting. Didn't know there's mines. I used to love straight off the bat. I just head to Falkreath. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize Michael had EMs on this ship. Perfect. First time helping the Invictus? It will be, yes. No, I didn't know there was a... See, the thing is, I probably came across it, but it's pretty unnoteworthy. It really bothers me that he killed himself. Open the door!
Pilot emergency detected. Hatch override engaged. Error. File deletion cannot be completed. Ending process.
Kinda wish he wouldn't kill himself. File deletion has been processed. Yeah, what did we learn? No, I don't. Weirdly, I don't know. Did I miss getting it? I'm kind of surprised because, yeah, no spacesuit. Turn the evidence to the Victus. Again, this word I can stream some. Yeah, no, I'd be down to do that. What is that? It's just a ship. After that. So I mean, I thought I would have gotten it. Let's head back to Alpha Centauri. It's honestly it's pretty chill. We've had very little kind of I don't think we've had any really drama. I quite enjoy it just because like we've got a lot of different channels. Like we've got the shipbuilder channel, which we've got quite a lot of talented shipbuilders in it. And then we have like just the general chat where like people kind of talk about just general, you know, stuff. And it's honestly I'd recommend joining it because it's oh, really have to leave the show. I always hate that. It's a chill place, and you can talk as little or as much as you want. Like if you don't feel comfortable talking, occasionally I jump into. We have like an Aurora lounge, Astro lounge, like where it's an actual like voice channel, and I like to jump in occasionally and chat, and sometimes other people will jump in, and it's nice to just talk. Let me undock. They should tell you to grab gear or something. Yeah, see, I feel like they should have. Get as much stuff in the computers and the Red Devils as you can. There's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, no, because that's one of the things I always like found fast. What? Did I just see a particle beam turret? Oh. What sort of? Is this an actual like? Oh, this is like the turret things that Oh, interesting. Can I shoot it? Whoops. Like there's certainly like a Honestly, like we're close to like I want to say we're close to like 100 members, but like a lot of people, I think a lot of people are kind of in that boat where they don't like to talk too much. Generally, it's kind of there's like I'd say maybe like probably a dozen or so that talk. He has tunnels in the asteroid field. He's tunnel? Oh, turrets. Okay. Yeah, like obviously, if you want to like say nothing, that's perfectly fine. But don't need to worry about it. Like we're all chill at the end of the day. And there's like I said, there's like different channels. Like we've got channels for like if we want to talk about lore. Recently, the screenshot channel that was active for like a week and a half before I was informed by Nullgroth that you can actually post it. And I was like, does somebody not want to use my screenshot channel? Got a lot of cool stuff. We've also got some really good fiction writers. I think Mike just dipped out, but he's one he's written. There's another guy, Honor and Steel, has done some, yeah, Dead Lady, she, like, silently judges. She's like, you know, like in the courts, they have that woman on this, is it the stethogram? Is that what it's called? And she's just, like, silently, like, keeping a log of everything. No, she's not, actually. Where's the mast? He's talking to weird foreign fellas. It can be quite disconcerting at first. Yeah, that's one of the things I will notice, because time zones are a thing. And, like, there's always someone chatting. Sometimes I'll be chatting and be like, Crimson, I didn't know you live in the American time zone. I'm like, I don't. I'm just a night owl. And then I get very little sleep, and it's like, well, that was fun. Alright, let's really quickly go back here, and then I always wonder why it tells me to go down. That's it, yeah. Stenograph. I seen one of them like in proper use the first time, and they're so alien, like the way they're set up.
Greetings, citizen. Welcome to the UC.
The weird foreign fellows are changed. I just pressed the wrong button. Whoopsie. Well, you definitely should. There's always someone talking about something, which is nice. I'm gonna save here. I'm not gonna talk to him. I'm gonna end the stream for the night. But it was good chatting to you guys. I will catch you guys next time. Like I said, I'll jump in the Discord probably about half an hour. Just gonna grab a bit of food and show Dead Lady how to play Halo properly. And then yeah, if you guys are if you guys want to hop in, if not, you know, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, thanks for the stream, guys. It was fun chatting to you guys as always.